Of the year. This is her new album. It's called This Woman. Please welcome Katie Oslin.
Husband comes in, he says, wife, turn down the radio, turn off the TV, and listen. Give me a big old hug.
You look great. I saw you kicking back in your jeans rehearsing today.
Yeah, I always look real scroungy at rehearsal. That way, anything
No,
I
you
do
look
is bound to
scroungy.
be an improvement, you know.
No, I like that. I like kind of...
You're lying, Jay. You
No,
don't
I like
even
that.
know me.
I like earthy gal.
Yeah, I like your car.
You like my car?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take you for a ride.
It's got a fox for a car. Came roaring through the
Yeah.
lot, and the doors open like bat wings, and he steps out, and they go, "Who's that?" No, they don't.
So I got Courtney on the bike, and as soon as I get back from Courtney on the bike, we'll go out in the car.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you, you didn't start out in the music business, right? This is...
No, I started out as an actress. I was theater major in college and did Broadway shows, musicals
Really?
and stuff, yeah. Then I failed miserably at that and went on into some jingle singing and was not exactly a ball of fire in that either, and I did some television commercials, and I did all right in those, but
Yeah.
I hated every minute of it.
But what kind of commercials would you do?
Well, humiliating ones.
Humiliating products. Oh, yeah, those are my favorites. What do you
I
mean, like-
cleaned, I scrubbed, I looked in John's, I saw my dishes. Oh, look, my dishes are so much brighter now that I'm using Tidy whatever, and paper towels and carpet cleaners and dog spray, and, I mean, I always wanted to be bedecked in jewels and slinking around selling, perfume or something, but no.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing a headache commercial now, boy. Looking in John.
I did hemorrhoid commercials, I did...
Those can be painful, I admit. Yeah.
And false teeth commercials, and it was awful.
You didn't, so what made you, what made you get out? It was awful, is probably what it is. So when they said hemorrhoid experts agree, you were the people we were talking about. That's right. Would your family watch you? Would they call you up and go, "We saw you on the hemorrhoid commercial"?
It's sad. I had a lot of Broadway theater credits, and I had a lot of, major stuff, and only until they saw me on a dishwashing liquid commercial did they finally get it. My God, you're a professional, in other words. They pay you to do this. I said, well, yes. And I was a star, and they would, tell everybody, she's on the Dove commercial. Oh, really? How fast? I've seen that. And then I was a star, and
And stardom can be rough, I guess.
They asked me today to tell them a funny story about commercials, and people always have really funny stories about making commercials. I don't have one. It was torture always, but one audition I had was funny. Later, I walked into this room, and it was just the audition, so it was for a mouthwash, and it was supposed to be real people. And
as opposed to,
as an actor, suave, you're supposed to be sort of loose. So walked in, they said, now here's what we want you to do. And there was a card table and 2 plastic buckets. And the 2 mouthwashes. They said, take one of this one and spit it out, and then take one of the product, and you tell truthfully which one you think is the best. Now, this is for the audition. This is for the gig. We don't have the gig. So I said, okay. So I took a swig of this fire water, stuff first that burned my mouth, and I leaned over, and now I see this bucket. People have been spitting in this bucket. Thing you've ever seen. And I let it fall out of my mouth, And I'm horrified. I'm thinking, I don't have to do this for a living. Who do these people think they are? And so now I'm taking the product, and I'm swigging it down. She says, now, say truthfully which one you like. I said, which one is the product? She said, this one. I said, that's the one I love. And I didn't get it. I found out that you ride motorcycles.
I do.
So I thought, motorcycle, okay. Back in 1963, 64, I was a folk singer in Texas. And that was the time of the hairdo. I mean, you had like a serious hair.
Oh, the beehive thing?
Yeah, a lot of blowing, fluffing, and a lot of hairspray, and it was supposed to be that way. And I I was dating a guy that I sang with, and he drove a motorcycle. And we were working at this folk club only about 12 blocks away from my apartment. But in the 12 blocks between riding there, getting there, my hairdo was a mess. And I tried scarves, and then you'd look like a pinhead, you know, and I'd mash it all down, and then you'd do this. And finally, I figured out the best thing, because you also wore skirts and stockings and high heels and the whole bit. And I put a grocery sack on my head and cut out 2 eye holes. Now, I'd ride it like that. And one time, I'm sitting side saddle on the back of the motorcycle, stockings, high heels, tight skirt, everything, and this paper bag on my head. And this guy pulled up, he looked, he says, "Nice legs, must be a dog."
Live, it's the Late Show starring Arsenio Hall.
And country and western singer Mr. K.T. Oslin is here. Oslin, come meet Pamela Bellwood.
Hi.
And LL Cool J. You like rap music? Now this is interesting. What do country? Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I, Arsenio, I think you're great, but I'm a woman, not a man. You made a mistake.
Now, did I do that earlier?
Yes, Mr. K.T. Oslin.
I'm sure it was the cue card man.
Yes.
It was a cue card man. I probably read something wrong.
Okay.
Cue card man is like. No, I don't know. It's probably.
You're not the first one that DJs do it all the time. Brand new record, K.T. Oslin, and here he is.
I like to blame it on the cue card guy, but it was probably me.
It was.
The whole thing is new. I hadn't seen the album.
Lady to me.
Yeah. Thanks for endorsing it. He tried to get me in more trouble. I made a mistake. I really made a mistake. But it's a lady. I was wrong, and I got to get up on my country.
I know.
Now, you just did some rap. Do you like rap music? I was going to ask you.
Absolutely.
Really?
My nephews came up last summer, one's 20, and he brought 13,000 tapes of rap music.
Really?
Yeah, I like it.
Wow, that's good.
Why don't you name the groups?
Name the groups?
All 13,000.
Yeah.
Well, we're staying at the same hotel, LL. Come on up later on. Sure.
What is this?
Oh, it's just a cheap, meaningless gift.
No.
No.
Anything from my favorite female country western singer is special.
Shall we leave?
Little KT.
No, don't leave. Right.
This is great.
Right.
You got a hot album happening. Has it changed your life a lot?
Well, I'm in the papers and I'm on national television, but I still don't have any money, so I'm still living the same. But I'm just traveling a little faster company. It's still real new right now, so.
What do you mean you don't have any money? I'm sure you're getting residual
it just
checks.
no, you know, the album. People think you make an album in a week. It's released the next week. It's an instant success the week after that, and 2 weeks later they send you a check for about $6 million.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen that way. I'll get some money next year, and when I start to tour, then I'll make money. But right now I'm still, you know, hand to mouth.
Yeah. Now, see, your songs, I like them. They aren't so depressing. You're a different kind of writer. You know, because usually it's like, I'd rather kiss a dog than kiss you, you know. Did you write that, by the way?
Yes, I did.
See, I like your stuff.
Well, thank you. Yeah, most people think of country, female songs of being a, oh, you're cheating on me and you're with a younger, prettier woman, but I'll stay here and wait for you to come back because that's what women do and that's what men do. But, honey, they don't get it no more. Yes,
great.
I got that for you at great expense. And I brought you a cheap, meaningless gift, one of my sweatshirts.
But always a popular item with this host, a gift.
Absolutely. You always need a good shirt. You'll be back.
So congratulations on all your success. A lot of things are going your way, and that's terrific.
Yes.
Your lyrics, though, you have great lyrics.
I do have great lyrics, yes.
But one of them is, you talk about a borderline fool.
Yes,
Now,
that's in the 80s ladies, yeah.
What is a borderline fool? And you said that's a little autobiographical.
Well, that one pretty much is, yeah. I wrote the song about 3 women who were friends. They were friends from school. We were 3 little girls from school. One was pretty, one was smart, and one was a borderline fool. And I always sort of identified with that one. And So we took them off the 50s and 60s and 70s on into 80s ladies. Interesting song.
Now, when you write your lyrics, they saying now that you have, in country western, it's always about a guy whose wife leaves him and all that. Now you've brought sort of a new approach to lyrics in the country music.
Yes, I have completely changed.
You've turned it all around. I think this thing's going to take off right after this.
And I am totally responsible for that.
No, but it's nice to have something else going on. Yeah.
Usually, up until just recently, country music songs for women, first of all, men dominate the writing of country music. So they write these songs that are really wonderful for men, and they really show what you're thinking and what goes in your brain. And then they write these songs, and if you change the gender from he to she, oh, a woman could do that. But you haven't learned about that woman, and you don't know anything other than she sang this song, mostly about standing around in the rain, waiting for the guy to come to his senses and love her again, as all good guys should, because the woman stands by her man. And that used to hold up, but it doesn't really hold up anymore. And so I just started writing about that. I've lived in New York for 20 years. I was raised in Texas, and it's made me kind of a half-breed now. I sort of have these high-flung ideas, I guess, compared to some of the others.
High-flung, they call them, highfalutin.
Highfalutin, yes, yes.
Highfalutin ideas.
Yes, I'm getting above my raisin.
So now, how did you went to New York originally to do lyrics for commercials?
No, that's absolutely wrong, Will. I went there. I walked away from a dude yesterday who had misinformation too. I went there to. Yes, I went there. I was going to be an actress. I went there doing Broadway musicals.
Oh. Okay.
And I did that for a couple of years, and then I got all in a snit and left that and moved to the country and macrameed a dinette set or something. And I said, I don't think I want to do this anymore. And then I moved back to the city and started doing commercials. Some jingle work. I was never very good.
Oh, so there were jingles involved.
Eventually there was, but not for a few years.
But now that's a very lucrative profession. Was it?
For some people, for me, it wasn't. I would get things like a solo on a can we say a product, like a big soft drink, and I thought, okay, I'm buying a yacht now, whether I live near the water or not, and I made $38 from it. It was like one of the only campaigns that didn't work, and I never could really get arrested in jingles. I don't have a real happy sparkle to my voice. Those people come out of the chute real fast,
real perky,
sell, and they're real gleamy, and I'm sort of morose and depressed. Takes me a while to come out of the gate, and so I would always be there, and they'd say, we need a country singer. So I would send a tape, and they would shriek, "Oh my God, you're country!" And I go, "Well, yes." And they go, "Oh no, they'd hired someone from Jersey to do it." So.
Well, which ones? Do we know any? Have we heard any of them?
The jingles?
Yeah.
You did, but I don't know. You wouldn't recognize me. I was always in a group, Sanka and Eastern Airlines and all this stuff. I did on-camera commercials for a few years too. I always looked like a frowsy. I always would look at that and go, who is that? I can't even tell you who I would look like. I did humiliating spots. It was always, my head in a John going, "Oh, I can see my dishes in here." And it's fabulous, I remember the first really big commercial I got. My agent was really a funny guy. He called me up shrieking and screaming. It was the first one I'd auditioned for, and I got it. It was a big product. You got that. You got that thing. I said, great. I said, well, what are the details? He said, I'll call you back a little later. He says, they're casting the pretty one now.
At the age of 46, KT Oslin is the surprise new star of country music. Her voice has been compared to Janis Joplin. Her songs are a far cry from what you've come to expect from female country singers. She doesn't pine for her man or wish for a lover. KT's a woman in charge of her life, and she's giving country a new sound.
I'm looking out my window, staring through the pane. Women peak at 40 and men at 19. I'll never get to that lane lost that I can't be found.
To walk out there and know that there are some people that have specifically come to see you, and they know your material, and they know how to say your last name, and they don't have you confused with Osmond family and omelets, and I've been called everything. That's great. That's neat. Are you kidding? They say, KT Oslin, and they go, yay! And you go, aha! Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
KT just arrived on the music scene last year, but if she looks familiar, it's because her previous career included writing jingles and acting in commercials.
A woman in my position can't worry about hold.
But KT Oslin finally made her lifelong dream come true by launching a singing career and winning a Grammy.
My entire life passed before me as I ran down the aisle. I mean, it literally was like, why did I wear my hair like that in the 3rd grade, you know? Oh, if only, you know, so-and-so saw this. Why is my fanny so huge? You know, do I have a run in my stocking? Why did I buy this dress? I should have had my hair done. A million things run through your mind. At any moment, they're going to tell me, oh, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. We read the wrong name. You have to go back, sit down, and take your Grammy away. This is all I ever wanted to do.